Good afternoon, everybody. I apologize for my slightly disheveled looking appearance today. I am going natural. I did a big chop recently and I'm on a challenge called the rice water challenge, where I have to wash my hair with rice water and I can't use any comb or brush in my hair. I have to finger comb my hair. Introduced to me by my good friend who is in China, Ashley Thompson, Jamaican in China. Big up yourself, Ashley. But that's not the reason why I'm making the video. No, me have one joke for give you now. Yesterday, me with my bright self take up my bright and bumptious, audacious self to go on CNN page. I saw an article that interested me, speaking about the Johns. That's the family of Botham John. And for those of you who have not been following the case, Botham John is the St. Lucian man who was residing in Dallas, Texas, and the policewoman Amber Geiger going on him in his own house and shoot him, kill him, and swear and say she think it was fear her house because she was his neighbor. Anyway, Miss Geiger was charged with murder. She was found guilty and she was sentenced to 10 years. Right? Now, subsequent to that, Botham's younger brother, Brant John, who is still himself a teenager, made a speech in court that he forgave Miss Geiger, Amber Geiger, and he proceeded to hug her up. So anyway, the CNN article now spoke about Black Americans and their capacity to forgive. I can't remember the exact wording of the title, but basically the gist of it is that them are Black American and them forgiving. Right? Now, me with my bright self, remember, you know me, you know Kamla enough. If it's one thing everybody know about Kamla, she enough bad. Bad. That's why them call me the right mango. Mango season, no for me the boat. Me enough. Right? So I decided to make a correction that the people are not Black Americans. They are actually Caribbeans. They're actually Caribbean, of Caribbean descent. Girl, who got tell me if I say that? The Black Americans came for me. They literally came for me. I'm sure that if you go on that post, my little comment when me make the correction have the most comments under it. Who go tell me if I go say the people them are not Black American? Whoa, they called me everything under the sun. These Black Americans came for me. Them near me alive. First and foremost, poor little me. I'm a very proud Jamaican. I'm Caribbean, right? I'm not a Black American. Me, if I want to go to America from the Caribbean, we have to go to the embassy and we have to stand up in the line whether rain falling or sun shining, and we have to get a visa to visit America. So we know so we are not Americans. So why is it that Black Americans are offended when we say we are not Black Americans? Yes, I'm Black. First of all, you see where we are in the islands in the Caribbean, 98% of us are Black. So we get that out of the way. We have no issues admitting that we are Black because we were born comfortable being Black, because we don't have racial struggles per se in the Caribbean because all we Black. The minority are the other ethnicities. White people, minority. China people, minority, even though enough of them are come out now. Indians, Asians, minority. We are the majority in the Caribbean. So it is understood that we are Black. So we don't have to even say we are Black Caribbeans because yeah, we are all one. Once it's a Caribbean, we automatically assume that you're Black because 98% of people from the Caribbean were Black. Right? So don't come for me when I say I'm not Black American. I'm not. I'm Afro-Caribbean. If you want me to identify my race, which I have no problem. Notice I'm natural. I don't wear a weave. I don't wear anything. I don't bleach. I'm comfortable with my complexion. So this has nothing to do with race. It is not a racial struggle. And the thing that got me is that so many of you Black Americans who came for me on that post are so uncomfortable with your Blackness that you wanted to eat me up because you thought that I was not comfortable with my Blackness. My issue is not my complexion. It is not my race. In the Caribbean, we don't have a problem with race. The problem is that we are very proud of our nationality and we're very proud of our heritage. And me is not American. I am Jamaican. The people them is St. Lucian. And one thing I do know is that we are proud of our heritage. Me personally, when I visit America, I don't like nobody call me American. I'm not an American. And it is nothing against you. It's just that I am proud of my heritage. So when you call all people who come from South America Mexicans and you don't think that they are offended, of course they are offended. When you, because I am black and we look alike, you say that I am black American and you think I'm not offended. Of course I'm offended because I'm not a black American, and it has nothing to do with my complexion. It has to do with the fact that I'm not from America. I was not born in America. I don't reside in America. I never applied. I'm not a naturalized American. I never applied for American citizenship, or I didn't immigrate to America. I live in Jamaica and I'm comfortable with Jamaica. And the person who comes on the post and talks about my island miserable, let me tell you something. Anybody who go insult my country is me or Jamaican. They make we cuss for country. You can't come cuss my country. We're comfortable here. Right? We alright with Jamaica. Even if we want to leave, we're alright. You don't cuss for country because we're proud of 876. Right? We're proud of our Caribbean territory them. That's why we don't want to call we American. We are not Americans. We are Caribbean nationals. Right? And we don't have to specify that we are black. Right? Because all are we black. No, it might look petty to you, but it is important because black Americans have this perpetual racial struggle. Right? I mean, we watch the news, we see so them basically use black people as target practice in America more time. The white people them have, what we suffer from is the lax gun laws that you all have in America, where so guns get here and we have a very big crime issue because we have too much gun in Jamaica, right? But the issue is not racial. We don't kill each other just because one person black or one person lighter than one person darker than. No, that is not our struggle. So while we can sympathize and empathize with your struggle, you also need to appreciate that that is not our primary struggle. We were not socialized or cultured to make an issue of race. So when this young man found the capacity to forgive this woman, and you feel say him sell out the black race, him not sell out the black race because guess what? Him never born and grow in a racist culture. Him come from St. Lucia. St. Lucia is like Jamaica, but it is smaller and less violent. Jamaicans tend to be very violent people. It's like St. Lucia, the crime rate is like next to nothing. They virtually have no crime in St. Lucia. We have crime in Jamaica, of course, right? But you can't therefore cuss this young man, this teenager, oh, that he's selling out the black race because he's not united, because oh, he's forgiving and he's no. And that is why it is important to distinguish that he is not a black American or an African American. He is Afro-Caribbean. He has a different culture. He was socialized differently. He never grew up in the USA where black people grow up feeling like second-class citizens because of the issues. And that is not, listen, I'm not cussing no feet, you know, I understand, I empathize. I don't feel sorry for we because when I say boy, we're miserable. When I say boy, I'm miserable even though we're surrounded by sun and sea and yeah, when I say we're miserable, fine. Fair enough. But we don't have a racial problem. In the Caribbean islands, we don't have a racial problem. When I say somebody else come on the post and say we rude, yeah, of course we're rude and we're full of ourselves. We're very full of myself because when we go America, when me come America, everybody have to know say me is Jamaican. Because me have to talk in my Jamaican language patois. Because I am proud of my heritage. So do not be offended when I look at you and say, no, I am not black American, because I am not. And even if I come to reside in America, I will not consider myself a black American because I am Afro-Caribbean. And I am proud to be an Afro-Caribbean native. Right? So don't feel offended. And to that young man, I applaud you, Brant John, for your capacity to forgive. Now, me personally, I'm not reach this yet. But I'm not going to curse you for it. it, because at the end of the day, it makes you a better person than many of us. The fact that you were able to embrace the killer of your brother and forgive her. It makes you a better human being than many of us. And don't make nobody curse you and draw you into their racial struggles. Because we in the Caribbean, we have our own struggles. St. Lucia has their own unique problems, and race isn't one of them. Right? So if you choose to not let race be an issue for you, do not feel the need to apologize, or do not feel guilty because you have done nothing wrong. Right? You are your own person, and you have the right to choose who you forgive and who you don't forgive. And as your mother said, you are only living your brother's legacy because he would have done the same thing. Right? Because that is how we grow in the Caribbean. In the Caribbean, we grow different from in America, you know. Serious. We grow different. We have different priorities. And as I said to you, where I am in Jamaica, most people look like me, like different, probably a shade or two light or darker, but all of we black. We're black. Our motto in Jamaica is out of many, one people. Simply because, I mean, we mix up. All over there, we look at, but we are comfortable in our blackness. So this is never about race for us. It is not. But it is about our nationality. It is about the black, green and gold are the colors of the other Caribbean territories. And for that person who claimed that the Caribbean islands are a part of the Americas, they're part of America. No, we are all sovereign states. We are all independent nations. Jamaica have its own government. Donald Trump is not my president. Right? St. Lucia, Dominica, Trinidad and Tobago, St. Vincent, Antigua and Barbuda, and all the islands in the Caribbean, we are self-governed. We are governed by ourselves. And we form a union, and it named CARICOM. Right? US is not a part of CARICOM, and CARICOM is not a part of the USA. So when we insist that we want to be identified by our own nationality and we don't want to be called Black Americans, it's because we are proud, and we have every right to be proud of who we are. So please, Black Americans, do not come for me, because I am Jamaican, and Jamaicans are by nature loud and rude and loud. Yeah, loud. I can say it twice, right? Yeah. So don't come for me. I'm not a Black American. And that is all I have to say. I am not a Black American. I am an Afro-Caribbean. Thank you very much. Don't forget it.